guys, President Trump issues the third warning to the Nigerian government that is coming to strike the hideouts of these terrorists in Nigeria. He made a broadcast yesterday. I'm going to let you watch the video. But before then, take a look at this headline. This is coming directly from the White House Twitter handle. And it says, Christianity is facing an existential threat in Nigeria. The United States cannot stand by. While such atrocities are happening there and in numerous other countries, we stand ready, willing, and able to save our great Christian population around the world. This is Trump speaking. You are going to be watching the video where he made a broadcast. Now, this person reacted and said, President Trump means business. This is the third warning. Now, after Donald Trump made this broadcast yesterday, this morning, here is the latest headline. It says, U.S. military draws up plans for airstrike in Nigeria. So plans are already on ground to strike. So guys, there is no going back on this. Now, I'm also going to allow you to take a look at some northerners are already making U-turn on their position on this criminality happening in Nigeria. Somebody like Adamu Dalba, who was once said to have been a sympathizer of Boko Haram, is now calling it a genocide. And also, you are going to watch the governor of Benue, of Plateau State, also calling it genocide. Then you are also going to see the bishop who actually went to the USA to make presentation on the level of crime in Benue, because many churches have been shut down, many schools have been shut down, and guess what? These criminals take over villages, rename them, they are living there while the owners are in IDP camps. You are going to take your time and watch this video. This video is really loaded with so many information. Take your time, watch it to the end to see for yourself what is happening and more of the updates. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on the bell notification. Now take a look.
Christianity is facing an existential threat in Nigeria. Thousands and thousands of Christians are being killed. Radical Islamists are responsible for this mass slaughter. I am hereby making Nigeria a country of particular concern. That's a legal definition. When the Christians or any such group is slaughtered, like is happening in Nigeria, 3,100 versus 4,476 worldwide. What horrible numbers. Something has to be done. I am asking Congressman Riley Moore, together with Chairman Tom Cole and the House Appropriations Committee, to immediately look into this matter and to report back to me. And I mean, like, immediately. The United States cannot stand by while such atrocities are happening in Nigeria and numerous other countries. It's not only Nigeria, it's all over. We stand ready, willing, and able to save our great Christian population around the world. This is not going to happen. The killing of Christians is not going to happen.
So this weekend, President Trump designated Nigeria as a country of particular concern. That is tremendous news. It's something that I've been advocating for a long time. There is no country on earth where Christians are more persecuted than Nigeria. Since 2009, more than 50,000 Christians have been murdered by Boko Haram and radical Islamic extremists. More than 20,000 churches and schools have been burned to the ground. I introduced legislation to direct the administration to designate Nigeria as a country of particular concern. President Trump has done that. Thank you, President Trump. We're going to keep the fight going to protect Christians and to protect religious liberty.
Categorization that it's a genocide.
I actually, when I look at the damages, when you look at the total number of the people that have been killed over time in Nigeria, and they are killed defenseless in villages, sleeping in their homes, then what can you call this, for God's sake?
You think there's a genocide?
I think it's actually pure genocide, because you just come and kill people just like that. And this thing has been happening.
What has happened on the plateau is not a clash between farmers and herders. Please hear me and hear me well. What has been happening is genocide, and I want the international community to note it. We think we know those behind it. We are coming after them. Already a number of arrests have been made, and we know that those arrested are only agents of the masterminds behind these attacks.
I spoke on just a minute. I spoke on this program some years ago when an Al-Qaeda member was appointed a federal minister in Nigeria. And I remember I said it publicly, because we are living sacrifices. Why is that happening in a nation? And why are we pretending?
Indeed, Reverend.
Fulani Oshun, Fulani Ekiti, Fulani Sokoto, Fulani Katsina, Fulani Kaduna, Fulani Plateau, Fulani Benue, Fulani Taraba. Are you the only tribes in Nigeria?
Benue State is about 98% Christian, with very few Muslims living in towns. Nigeria and eventually my diocese and the state of Benue have become, in recent years, one of the most dangerous and insecure places for Christians. Christians and Muslims are nearly evenly divided among Nigeria's large population of over 200 million persons. Islamist extremists are fiercely contesting the possession, control, and governing law of the land, especially in the country's northern and central regions, the latter of which is where Benue is located. There are constant ethnic, political, and religious conflicts over land and allegiance. Constitutionally, we are a secularist country, but our unity has been fragile. Political and religious actions and even public speech have been carefully managed to avoid accusations of religious bias and political tensions. Today, the clear influence of Islamist extremists has changed the traditional social dynamics of tribe, ethnicity, religion, and the social status in Nigeria. Because just recently, at the beginning of the Ramadan fast, 12 states in northern Nigeria have declared closed schools so that they attend to this. And you can imagine which other country in the world does that. Saudi Arabia is not doing it. Afghanistan is not doing it. Baghdad is not doing it. But then Nigeria is practicing. What kind of Islam are they practicing? 12 states. And not only Muslims are living in these places. What happens with the educational program or curriculum of the country? But this is what we are going through every day in Nigeria. A long-term Islamic agenda to homogenize the population has been implemented over several presidencies through a strategy to reduce and eventually eliminate the Christian identity of half of the population. This strategy includes both violent and non-violent actions, such as the exclusion of Christians from positions of power and adoption of such church members, the raping of women, the killing and exploitation of Christians, the destruction of churches and farmlands of Christian farmers, followed by the occupation of such lands by the Fulani herders, and also changing the names of these villages. They are taking over the places, so you clearly see an expansionist approach and Islamic, and then they are making the people now flee and leave their villages, and they conquer it. The quest to Islamalize the land appears high on the agenda of some of the powerful and influential Muslims in Nigeria. There is a campaign to take land to spread Islam. And there is the hemorrhaging of Christian farmers from the central region of Nigeria and Benue State, and Makurdi Diocese in particular, as they are forced to abandon fertile lands that used to feed the nation, which classify Benue as the food basket of the nation. Militant Fulani herdsmen are terrorists destroying society. They steal and vandalize, they kill and boast about it. They kidnap and rape, and they enjoy total impunity from the elected authorities. None of them have been arrested and brought to justice. This is supported by the corrupt system in which we operate and the abject poverty among us, which allow the criminals to easily attract more recruits and prey on more victims. Why is this happening? Is it really a religious war? Like in the past, many jihadists are motivated less by religion than by spoils of war and use their religion to impose themselves. In my diocese, the spoils consist mainly of fertile, well-tended land organized around my parishes or so. The jihadists come and adopt and kill the priests, leaving thousands without support and basic human services. And of course, when they disperse the people, the inhabitants, or the citizens, or the people of the lands, they take over. And any attempt to go back and take care of your farms, surely you get killed. The Makurdi Diocese in Benue State has been the epicenter of the invasion by these herders, who are more like hired guns of cattle oligarchies, who manipulate religion to rally the herders to eliminate the Christian population and cleanse the land in the name of Islam. This objective is behind the relentless attacks against Benue's villages. When we call for help to the police and the army, they do not come. At the end of 2024, several villages were warned by the attackers of the upcoming violence, and the leaders called the police for defense ahead of time. But they did not come, and the Christian massacres, almost customary, took place, killing hundreds in Plateau and Benue, with the worst massacre claiming 47 people. The militant also burned down the 8 Catholic churches of St. Mary's Parish in the Diocese of Boko, which in Benue State, as well as the parish house, clinics, schools, and other houses. The militant Fulani herdsmen bear on defenseless villagers without consequences. They follow orders to conquer, kill, and occupy. They attack even those who have managed to escape into our IDP camps. Thereby, they have no place to run to. And it is unfortunate that the police system in Nigeria, orders have to come from above. And such that once there's a call, and they say they have never responded. And by the time they arrive, these people have left and the people are now living in the pool of their blood. What I have recounted above is happening not only in Benue State. I believe our experience in Benue is symptomatic of what is happening elsewhere in large parts of Nigeria. The experience of the Nigerian Christians today can be summed up as that of a church under Islamist extermination. It is frightening to live there. Apart from the violent campaigns and attacks against Christian villages, there are now attempts by the Islamic Council of Nigeria and various Islamic groups to impose Sharia law on the Christian populations. Already, 12 states in the north of Nigeria are under this sectarian religious law, and attempts to extend the same to the south of Nigeria, which they have started. This month, governors in the north decided abruptly to close all schools and education institutions during the months of Ramadan, leaving millions of students without learning opportunity for 5 weeks. We live in fear because at any point it can be our turn to be killed, but to remain silent is to die twice. So, I have chosen to speak. I speak on behalf of the millions who are in the camps. In Benue State, in Makurdi Diocese alone, in my diocese, I have about 9 camps. 9. On the 5th of March, which was Ash Wednesday, we visited one of the camps, and many of my priests and religious went to the other camps, distributed them to begin the Ash Wednesday with our faithful who are there, because we are the voice of the voiceless. We have to talk for the defenseless. We have to talk about the weak and those who cannot talk about themselves. In one of the camps called the Mega Camp, there were over 3,000 inmates of that camp, and which was a record given to us by government. I speak on behalf of them and those children who have no husband, who have no father, and even their own voices taken away by the politicians who promised to help them, but have become the willing tools of the jihadists because they are talking politically correct statements, looking for next elections to come. I speak on behalf of those whose loved ones have been killed, but no one has even offered a word of consolation to them. I speak on behalf of the thousands of young girls who have been adopted and raped because no one, not even the media, mentions them anymore. Foremost, I speak on behalf of my flock who are unable to worship freely and unable to return to their ancestral farms and homes because that land has been ruthlessly taken from them by the armed herdsmen. And where they say they want to live in peace with the natives, if you must farm, you have to pay tax to hire the land which belongs to you. That is slavery, to say the least about it. As prosperous Nigeria is in the African continent, and I tell you, if there's outbreak of war in Nigeria, no country around us, Chad, Niger, Ghana, Guinea, Togo, no country can contain the population that will flee to these places. No country can be able to house over 5 million refugees. It's not possible because of that. And if 1 million refugees run to Chad and Niger, they'll collapse that country because there'll be no plan to take care of them. So we have to be very careful. Today, I urge you all to use every means within your mandate to start developing a strong and good relationship with Nigeria, where you know that when you speak of human dignity, you are also speaking of the same God-given right you believe is unalienable. Consider that Nigeria can be your ally, but it cannot be one where half the population is in the process of being murderously eliminated. Work with us, the churches, and other Nigerians of goodwill. We are working for a peaceful and prosperous society, and our desperate plight has been set aside in U.S. policy for too long, to the cost of thousands of lives. Concretely, I request and I plead, I ask you to redesignate Nigeria as a country of particular concern. This has both a practical and diplomatic meaning to signal that you are paying attention to what happens to us and elsewhere in the world. Because the policies the government is trying to put in place, so that to return the IDPs, build camps for them, relocate them from their homes, it is not durable and it will not work, because the government has already the population that is not able to take care of, and then you have over millions of people in the camps, and you want to relocate them to where? And if you do, let's take that you do, how many houses or rooms will you give me who has 5 children, another one has 3, another one has 2, and what will I be doing for a living? These people previously never begged anybody for food. They were managing their lives, training their children, and building their homes. So nobody should have deceived us on the guys that you're going to resettle the IDPs. They have no jobs. So where you set them, what will be their place? And by the way, the fundamental question remains, if you resettle them to other camps or build places for them, what happens with the ancestral lands? Who takes care of them? And this is whereby I feel the government is complicit on this issue. Because these terrorists, Fulanis, displace them, kill people, and then occupy the place, and then change names, nomenclatures of these towns. For what reason? So we want to let the people go back to their homes and help for them to rebuild their lives. I implore this august body to insist on the return and rehabilitation of all the IDPs to their ancestral lands, and not to relocate them to other constructed camps elsewhere, which is an invented solution now being pushed in the Benue State government. And I tell you, Nigeria government can do that once they have to be accountable. Because I know Nigeria, under the auspices of ECOMOG, was able to reinstate constitutional government in Sierra Leone and Liberia. And they can do that now. We have the capacity. But because the leaders that are not prepared. And I think that's whereby I look, it's not just, conspiracy of silence, it is aiding, abetting, and supporting these terrorists to keep doing their work. This is my plea. Thank you very much for this attention.
They are the ones fueling, they are the ones empowering the bandits. You will see the video that you will watch. You will see the bandits moving around with AK-47, with sophisticated weapon, sponsored by politicians in this country. All right? In one of the videos, you will even hear one of the Fulani men, when they were called for them to surrender and all of that. And he was saying that government was the one that provided these things for them. He said, where can an ordinary Fulani man who is used to stick going with his cow have money to go and buy AK-47? These things are deliberate. These things are intentional. And it is not about Donald Trump, threatening that he's coming to war against Muslims. He cannot. He's saying, I am coming after the terrorists. So if now you say that the Muslims are being killed, why don't you open up your arm and say, come and partner with our government and deal with these terrorists? You will see the video that took place just last year or so, if I remember, of the American missionary that was taken by these terrorists, and they demanded 1 million. If not, they will kill him. America sent in their men from America, and they rescued this missionary unhurt. That is just one citizen. How can we be losing tens of thousands, and we're politicking, talking all kinds of foolishness and nonsense over the lives of people, blaming, it is not only Christian, it is Muslims also. So are we competing on the number of dates? The reality is that Christians were the first. Christians were being massacred based on their faith. There is a video you're going to see, and I challenge the chief of defense staff who came out to say there is no persecution of Christians in Nigeria. You are a liar. You are a liar. Just look at this video. This is something that happened day before yesterday, of a church that was demolished in Maiduguri. Just yesterday. We experienced one some few months ago. And I am asking the Borno State government to act on this matter. We will not take it lightly. We are all citizens in this country. You are living in a land where you as a Christian, you are not at liberty with certain, let me use the word, extremist Islamic worshippers. The killers that are killing the Muslims now, who are they? Are they Jews? Are they Americans? Are they not Muslims? Are they not terrorist Muslims? So why don't the Islamic Council come after them and say, look, it's time we go after people that are destroying our image and destroying our faith. You will never see any Christian attacking any community, not anywhere. Listen to this. I'm going to read it. Gumi tells Tinubu to cut ties with US if Trump fails to withdraw military threat. Look at this Gumi. Listen to what this Gumi said some time ago on the Guardian News. He said, allow bandits to guard our forests for peace to reign. Shegumi says, allow bandits to guard our forests. So you tell me you don't know the people that are brain behind those bandits, those Fulani killer headsmen?
There's an attempt at ethnic cleansing in this state and of course in all the riverine states of Nigeria. We must resist it. We must stop it. Every one of us must rise up. The armed forces are not neutral. They collude. They collude. They collude with the armed bandits that kill people, kill Nigerians. They facilitate their movements. They cover them. If you are depending on the armed forces to stop the killings, you will all die one by one.
In fact, in 2014, Nigerian opposition party, then the APC, were in the White House seeking for the same help on the same Christian genocide as a fallout of the Chibok girls. This is established. The second thing again is that even most recently, we acquired $346 million worth of weaponry from the US, and we are trying to send our military personnel to go and train as a factor of diplomatic relationship between Nigeria and the US. And US has been consistently, in addition to other partners, listed as supporting countries to help us in eradication of terrorism. And don't forget, it is a United Nations Convention on Counterterrorism that empowers the United States to become the global front or focal point in fighting against terrorism. And wherever a word terrorism was defined in a given area, that means US have right to protect. They call it the responsibility to protect R2P. They have right to invoke that R2P to get into that country and destroy that terrorism. Yeah. So what we should show in our own case in Nigeria is that we should show commitment and willingness to partner to eliminate the threat of terrorism, not completely condemn a hand that is coming to help us and then put a motion forward. We can negotiate with them. We can tell them, give us the weapons responsibly. We can discuss with them and acknowledge that this genocide is taking place. Yes, they say Christian genocide. Now we can justify to them that, look, it's not only genocide, it's not only Christians, Muslims also are affected.
But do you agree with the categorization that it's a genocide?
I actually, when I look at the damages, when you look at the total number of the people that have been killed over time in Nigeria, and they are killed defenseless in villages, sleeping in their homes, then what can you call this, for God's sake?
You think there's a genocide?
I think it's actually pure genocide, because you just come and kill people. Just like that. And this thing has been happening. Several villages in Katsina destroyed. Several villages in Sokoto gone. Several villages in Zamfara every day.
There's one thing I don't just like to hear in Nigeria when they begin to say, oh, Trump has some misleading information and all these other blabs. We, the survivors, we, the witnesses, we were the ones who petitioned this matter. A lot of them in government, in the federal government, amongst many governors of the core north, amongst many traditional rulers, are the sponsors of this jihad. America did not so motto in law, that is on your own, on their own, stand up to say they are going to fight this issue in Nigeria. No, it is Nigerians that begged for help. I included. I wrote to Ted Cruz. I wrote to Senator James Langford, the senior senator from Oklahoma. They've been pursuing this even that week before Trump designated Nigeria, elevated Nigeria's status to that of a country of particular concern. He did that last Friday. On Tuesday, I already knew about it. These people have more intel than even Nigerian government have themselves. I'm telling you because I've related with these people. Their intelligence, it is from these people that I even begin to know stories about Nigeria that I never knew. These people are the owners of the technology we use. Today, you'll be talking to me, we will be talking straight away. You say, oh, let's talk on WhatsApp because you feel that you want to talk through an encrypted platform. But these are the people that own it. So it's not encrypted to them. You say, oh, let's talk through Facebook Messenger because it's encrypted. It's not encrypted to them. So me as a victim from Yerwata, my own land, my own ancestral land, they've been killing almost every week, every two weeks. The difference between what happened on June 13 and 14, the massacre of about 278 people, was because of just the sheer size, the sheer number. But we've lived with it for the past 10 years, that every week they will come, they will kill 10 of our people, they will kill 8, they will kill 13. And let me tell you the extent of government complicity in this. Do you know that soldiers in Yerwata have been involved in the killings of our people? Soldiers in Yerwata and in Ude.
Soldiers?
Where in the world have you seen communities protest against deployment of soldiers, if not Nigeria? Communities across the plateau, communities across southern Kaduna, communities across Benue have on countless times protest for the withdrawal of soldiers. In other places in the world, when they deploy soldiers to crisis-prone areas, the people begin to become assured and secured. But not in our place, because in our place, look, when Yerwata was attacked on June 13, there were soldiers in the primary school. They did not shoot at these terrorists that came in over 100 bikes. No one gunshot was targeted at these terrorists. And they killed how many of my kinsmen that night? I drove to my village first thing in the morning, that day after the attack. Do you know that out of the 13 people that were killed, these 13 terrorists that were killed, 3 of them were serving soldiers with their ID card, Fulani soldiers with their ID card in their pocket. A thief woman was going to fetch firewood. So she passed a Fulani guy who was repairing a bike. He squatted and was trying to fix something in a bike. And she saw blood stains on his body. So she went back to the village and raised an alarm. Then she saw a Fulani guy with blood stains. Of course, that's a ground for suspicion. So the youth went there, they accosted this Fulani guy, and the Fulani guy was able to confess that they were the ones who carried out attack in Yerwata, my own village, the previous night, where 6 people were killed, were slaughtered. And that this bike was given to him by an army guy, Nigerian army guy in Ude. The name of the army guy was Suleiman. Do you know this Suleiman's response for giving the guy? He said, no, he didn't know the guy. But when the guy came yesterday, and the guy complained that a snake has beat his brother, so he gave him the bike to convey the brother to the hospital. So who is the brother that the snake has beaten?
Okay. Inshon are the brother. Inshon are the brother.
No, who is the brother? There was no brother.
Greetings from wherever you're watching from. As an Urobo boy who was born in Nigeria, who obtained multiple degrees in Nigeria, ranging from law certifications to language and literature, then to a postgraduate in education, someone who has lived in Nigeria and has been through the rigors of that country, I believe I deserve to air my opinion with regards to what is going on in Nigeria at the moment, and also with regards to the help that the United States troops wants to give right now, which I work with. Now, I'm going to be very brief and quick, and I'm going to highlight in 5s the disadvantages that Nigerians feel would come with foreign troops coming to help, and the advantages of Nigeria and Nigerians allowing the United States to come savage the situation in Nigeria concerning terrorism at the moment. I highlighted some of them, so I'm going to quickly hit on them. So the first I highlighted here is one of the basic fears that Nigerians have is loss of sovereignty. Nigerians are scared that if they allow foreign troops to come, they're going to lose their national control and the willpower to do things by themselves, because America will always intrude. Secondly, Nigerians are scared that the conflict is going to worsen, that American troops coming in is going to worsen the situation on ground. 3, Nigerians are also scared that there will be foreign exploitation. Then of course, America will come with their own political interests. They will come for the oil, they will come for the mineral resources. We're going to get through it. Number 4, Nigerians are scared that there will be civilian harm. That in the process of trying to salvage the situation, kill terrorists and thereabouts, civilians will be hurt. Okay? Then lastly, Nigerians are scared that there will be government dependency. That Nigerians will continually be dependent on America for everything. All right. Those are genuine concerns, okay? Of course, every help comes with some level of compromise everywhere in the world. But let me also highlight very quickly the 5 basic benefits Nigeria is going to get if they allow America and American troops to come save the situation of the day. 1, enhance counter-terrorism capabilities. Do you know what it is for Nigeria to have access to United States intelligence? Do you know what it is? Do you know what it is for Nigeria to have large access to United States intelligence training for their troops? Hell no, you don't have an idea. If you have an idea, you will let it happen. Because if America gets involved, the defeat of Boko Haram and the likes, according to how my commander-in-chief described it, is going to be vicious, it's going to be quick, it's going to be sweet. It's going to be gone in a short while. I promise you. Yes. Secondly, professional military training. Of course, Nigeria has been getting some foreign training support from England and the rest of them. Do you know what it is for Nigeria to have training from the United States in addition to what they already have? Because America troops are going to be on ground for some time, it's going to be a lot of benefits for Nigeria. 3, improve regional security. See, anywhere America build their base, of course they will want to keep it safe and secure. They also want to put measures on ground to make sure that such insurgencies don't continue to exist. Do you understand? Because they're going to put machineries in place. Except, of course, that the country they're trying to help sabotages the effort of the US, like it happened in other places. America currently has bases in Poland, Germany, Romania, the likes of it. Those countries are enjoying the benefit of the presence of the United States there. The United States will not come for your oil because America has more than enough already. The reservoir is too big. Oil is being produced in this country too. So the truth is that the time that America has craze for acquiring mineral resources from other countries has depleted. Yeah. The true intention of coming in right now is to really help. Then also, apart from that, there will be strong diplomatic and economic ties. All those red tapeism that we used to go through to acquire those little aids that we seek, that we always need from foreign countries like America, will be reduced. There will be easy access to these things. We cannot deny the fact that we don't need help. Then finally, if you are a money lender who lends money to a particular individual all the time for a particular business, for example, and this same borrower keeps coming back to the money lender with the same issue that, oh, I need more money to solve the same situation. And this same money lender, this borrower, has been unable to pay back the money they've been borrowing. As the money lender, what will you do? Will you not take a proactive step to want to go and double check what your money is being used for, and why is this money being given to you not being used to achieve the purpose that you come to borrow the money for? This time around, America really wanting to know what is going on is an attempt to want to find out why all the help and the financial aid they've been giving is not yielding the results the monies are being collected for. Is that a bad thing to do? From 2017 to 2025, America has given in financial aid and military equipment $10 billion to Nigeria to assist, to aid the obliteration of terrorism in Nigeria. Why is it not yielding in effect? Why is the money is being borrowed not yielding the results for which the money is being borrowed? To be very sincere, make I tell you the truth. If Nigeria lost this opportunity where my beloved commander-in-chief, President Donald Trump, is offering us at this moment, now they say don't finish your shike now. It will be hard to bounce back from it, because it is clear that there is no good intention on the part of people who are in charge of the affairs of this nation to want to end the situation, because it is obvious that these guys keep making money yearly from over bloated budgets on security and insecurity. We see it every year. So what makes you feel that anything is going to change? I have family in Nigeria. I have siblings in Nigeria. I want everybody safe. My plea is that the people should continue to seek, to clamor, and wish that this help that United States troop is willing to give at this moment is taken before it's too late. Kokori boy to the wall. US Army troop. Signing out.
Good day, Nigerians. I want to thank you very much to keep you updated with all that is going on. We thank God for the prayers that is going on. We also give God the glory for the responses of Nigerians, both at home and in the diaspora. Thank you for also signing the petitions. Thank you for also making sure that our government does what is right. And don't forget that on the 29th of this month, November, we're going to all come out to pray for our country, and especially with the situation that we have been confronted with. Now, we have to tell ourselves the truth. I keep saying this, and I will not slow down in telling us the truth. You see, the North is a major problem of itself, especially with a segment of people, certain elites. I tell you that certain Northern elites are behind what is ongoing. Now, there's a twist to the narration going on that Donald Trump is coming to wage war against Muslims and that they're coming to steal away our resources. In the first instance, can I ask you, all these years you've been living in Nigeria, how much have you enjoyed the resources of this country? That's the question you ask yourself. Let me read another one by Pantami, the former minister. Listen to what he said on People's Gazette. He said, Boko Haram terrorists are our Muslim brothers. Shouldn't be killed like pigs, Minister Pantami said. Boko Haram terrorists are our Muslim brothers. Do you hear? Let me read what the Sultan said. The Sultan is the one that is the head of Makban. The Sultan is the head of Mayati Allah. So the Sultan can stop this genocide, this killing, just what happened day before yesterday in Kanu. They can stop it. Listen to what Sultan said. You fight Almighty Allah when you fight Boko Haram, Sultan of Sokoto. You fight Almighty Allah when you fight Boko Haram. Now, these are the people. And now they are spreading the news around the north that, oh, it is war against Muslims. It is no war against Muslims. The people that are being massacred or killed as Muslims in the far north are people who resist these evil terrorists, evil men. So I will advise President Tinubu, align with President Donald Trump. Let them support you. Let us deal with this matter once and for all. The bloodletting is too much. All right? It's too much. No one Nigerian needs to die. Look at Chad. Chad has blocked our borders. Chad has blocked our borders not to allow these terrorists to enter. We here in Nigeria, we are negotiating with terrorists. We are negotiating. Look at the soldier that we lost now, just day before yesterday, that were escorting a member of the House of Representatives. Look at the one that happened in Niger. Look at the one that happened in Katsina. Why are we just let me use the word, going around and denying the facts? This genocide is real. I have all the documents. I can show you the site. The persecution of Christians in certain locations in the north is real. Let's not deny it. It's real. There are certain universities in the north. A Christian will not be given, the admission to study medicine. You can't build church. This is a land that belongs to all of us. You build church, they come and demolish it. You say there is no persecution. Let's not be lying to ourselves. Mudena kariyama kammu. Arewa mune damwan kammu. Sai ranar da muka yadda cewa zamu amshi gaskiya. Gaskiya ita ce gaskiya, kuma gaskiya guda ɗaya ce. Kashe nan da yake tafiya. Yawancin senators namu, members of the house, governor mu a nan arewa sun sani. Kun sa abin da kuke yi. Sultan ya sa abin da yake faruwa. Ya san cewa yana da iko ya siyar da wani abin da ke tafiya. Sai mu zo na muna rulin kanmu cewa America za su zo yake musulmai. Ina da ko gani America ta yake musulmai. America tana da base ɗinta a Saudi Arabia. America tana da base ɗinta a United Arab a Qatar. America tana da bases ɗinta a kasan musulmai. Ina ko gani abin da shi Donald Trump ce wayannan ƴan ta'adda za mu zo in ba gwamnatin Najeriya ba za ta yi komai ba, za mu zo mu kashe wayannan mutane. Me muke nema? Muna nema a cika ba ana kashe mana mutane. Wani rana ne za mu yi hankali a nan arewa. Duba talauci da yake nan, duba wahalar jama'a, duba abin da mutane suke fuskanta. Sai a din ana bar malamai suna siye akan pulpit, akan magari, suna ta magana banza kawai. Wai arne kaza, nonsense. Nonsense. This evil, you must stop it. You must stop this evil in the north of Nigeria. Let's face the truth, okay? The life of one person, my Muslim brothers, my Christian sisters, whether it is an enemy, is very important. You don't have the right to be killing people, to grab their land. Right now, I want to admonish the government of Nigeria, all the communities that have been, the people have been sent away, and the terrorists are living there. Go and prove to Nigerians that you're ready to clean up. Those villages are occupied by the terrorists. You know those places. Let's stop lying to ourselves. Let's stop lying to ourselves. And I want to admonish every Nigerian. We must all stand with one voice. The killing of Christians is not glorious. The killing of Muslims is not glorious. But we must face the fact. We must face the fact. All of these Islamic clerics that are fueling more fire, deceiving people with deception, we must close them. Nigerian government, you know them, go after them, fight them, and then these things will come to an end. They are breeding wickedness and they are breeding terrorists in the form of Al-Majri. Why the moderate Muslims will not be allowed to survive. The moderate Muslims will not be allowed to stand. If they do anything, they come after them and kill them. We must stop this. And you, government, you know it. You have the list with you and you know what to do. And so I call on Nigerians. On the 29th, we shall gather in different locations and pray and lift up our nation. And we are calling Donald Trump, don't slow down. Whatever it's going to take you to push along with the government of Nigeria, please do it. It is for the safety of humanity. It is for the safety of humanity. I feel pain for the number of soldiers we are losing every day. I feel the pain. Soldiers that are inequipped. Soldiers that don't have all it takes. And then they will go all over the place lying and deceiving people. Nobody can deceive us. This country, God gave it to us. This country, God gave it to us. And we must make sure we rescue Nigeria for the sake of the future generation. God must be glorified. Whether it is Christian, Muslim, or enemies, we must live well. We must live well and not allow people look at it the way they are filtering our gold. Do you know the amount of gold they are taking out is Zamfara? Do you know the amount of minerals that has been taken from Borno? Do you know the amount of minerals that has been taken from the North Central? It is all of these politicians selling it to themselves. We better rise up. And I come and I speak to every priest, to every real imam. It's time you stand on the right side. Those terrorists that call themselves Islamic scholars, it's time Nigeria round them up. Then we will have the peace the North used to have. In those days, we will come back to that and Nigeria will prosper. May God bless Nigeria. May God watch over Nigeria. And may God sustain Nigeria. God bless you.
It's not about ransom. They just want to pass a message. We can come in. We can do what we need to do. And there are some hardliners in this government that are sponsoring this kind of narratives. They just want to show that they can Islamize this country. They think about Taliban. They think about the Mujahideens. And they want to replicate it in this country. And they don't care what happened. They simply don't care. As long as at the end of the day, there's Sharia and there is whatever thing they have in their head they want to achieve. So these people that are sending messages are sponsored by Nigerians. You remember this Boko Haram issue started since 2012. Yeah. And I was in the military intelligence that time. We arrested those people. It is my organization that actually conducts interrogation and interview. And they mention names. I mean, I can't come on the air and start mentioning names of people that are presently in government now that I know. Presently in government. That the boys that we arrested mentioned. Some of them are governors now. Some of them are in the Senate. Some of them are in Asu Rock. The intention is to Islamize Nigeria and practice Sharia. And it doesn't matter if some people die. It doesn't matter if you're embarrassed. It doesn't matter if our economy has generated. Look at the interest rate. Look at the inflation rate. Look at the debt profile of Nigeria. They don't care. As long as at the end, the Quran is at the sea. So some people in this country have this mindset. And we must tell the truth. If you tell the truth, you die. If you don't tell it, you die. Some people have this mindset to Islamize the nation. And they are in the government. And people know them. The DSS know them. The NIA know them. The DIA knows them. You can't succeed without an inside person. And this attack you saw has insiders collaboration.
Okay, so you have seen it for yourself. The die is cast. It is time to take away these bad guys. I'm just going to take you through some of the reactions on the social media. Now, let's start with Ted Cruz video where Ted Cruz is saying there's no going back in the buying, in, dragging all those who are responsible for what is happening in Nigeria. Now, let's see how Ted Cruz puts it. It says here, thank you, Senator Ted Cruz. Killing of Christians by Muslim terrorists must stop. Nigeria government is working so hard to downplay it because the government wants to turn Nigeria into an Islamic country. Evil government. And this other person here said, thanks, Ted, for all you do for the people of God. Thank you, President Trump, for bringing peace to the world through the eradication of Islamic terrorists. And this other person said, Trump is after my life. Don't say that. This person say, Please, you people should come fast. They are still killing, honestly. You people should come fast. City boy, official bag, you have a message from Trump. The US are not joking. I love this. Oko Diova. And this person said, Dear Senator Ted Cruz, put to sweep Donald Trump. On 12 May 2022, Deborah Samuel Yakubu, a second-year Christian college student, was stoned to death by mob of the Islamic of Muslim students in Sokoto, Nigeria, after being accused of blasphemy against Islam. Sanctioned those bastards buying Christians. She was actually burnt alive, not even stoned. Nigeria is bleeding. Many fear dead, missing. Others missing as suspected herdsmen attack Benue village. And here was where Danjuma was saying that the military colludes, that they collude, you know, the military collude. Now let's take a look at this. This one says Emmanuel was murdered in front of her sister. Ew, Holy Spirit. In the farm by Fulani terrorists for refusing to sleep with his sister, who was asked to strip her naked and humiliated before them. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? Ew, God, what is happening in Nigeria? What is happening in Nigeria, God? What? So guys, a whole lot is happening in this country. The government knows what is happening. The government knows. So guys, Nigerians are saying that America should come fast. America should come fast, that they shouldn't wait. America should come fast because you may not have any idea of the attack that happened day before yesterday. You may not know. I'm still like looking at some of the images as I'm talking to you on the social media. I can't attach those on on YouTube. You need to see what is happening in Nigeria, you know. Oh my God. Now, let me read here. Attack is currently going on in Amuwule in Humini, local government area of Benue State. Look at how these children were. They just scattered them. Children in their sleep. God. How long can we continue like this? Every innocent soul. Every innocent souls are being massacred for their faith in Christ Jesus. Lord help. God help. Help, please. Help. This is too much. What we are seeing here is too much, you know. Now, this person says, Senator, this is an evangelist in the north, a terror hotbed. The animal slaughtered his congregation and burned down his church. Nigerians of goodwill are crowdfunding to rebuild his church. His passion and sacrifice, as well as those of others like him, must never be in vain. Yeah, I pray that Nigerians help. Anyway, this person shouldn't, I got the account number, guys. I'm not dashing him money. I'm paying my tithes and offering as a Christian. I am. His account number is this. Okay, I think this man has an account number where you can actually support him. The pastor from Benue State. Wow. From Plateau. I think that's Plateau. I'm sure it's Plateau. Arrest everyone in this room. This is how they started this thing. Anyway, this person said this is a person of interest. That is Sheikh Gumi. And Sheikh Gumi says bandits deserve respect, empathy. They have children, family, Islamic cleric. Gumi is saying it. Bandit deserves respect. It's not me, it's Shetima who created Boko Haram, Alimadu Sharif. So people are reacting to Ted Cruz's video, but guess what? They are just attaching some of the reactions, previously made by this government and by those of them in power now. You know, they believe that because they are in power, nothing should be said. Oh God, what is this? Can't see some of the you can't stay on some of these images for 5 minutes. You can't honestly, you can't date, you can't. Now it is becoming to be clear to Nigerians that this government, they just want to Islamize this country. I think it's very, very clear. This person said, this Kemi, the reason the US want to base in Port Harcourt, I don't know why people are tying this thing to resources. America should come and pack the resources. That's what Nigerians say. Come and pack it now. It's not benefiting the masses. We don't get anything from it. So come and take. I'm just wondering why people are still saying that, you know, America is planning to come and take resources. And many people have argued, is it good school? Have you gone to school on free education? Is it food they are giving you? Tinubu is planning for more taxes. The economy is down. People are getting poorer. School fees increase. No road. Kidnapping on the rampage. I'm just wondering, is it the darkness without light? What are we benefiting from the Tinubu's government, from Nigerian government? Because it didn't actually start it now. What? Anyway, guys, let me know your thought on all this in the comment section below. Please don't forget to subscribe and turn on the bell notification. Thank you.